I love you. Those are 3 words that can be taken for granted so easily, but those 3 little words, I love you, hold so much meaning. When you say it, do you mean it every time you say it, or say it like you mean it every time? Or is it become complacent in a relationship, whether it's with your parents, with somebody you love, with a friend, where you just say something like, goodbye, I love you, every single time you say goodbye to that person? Or, say love ya, or send a text to somebody saying ILY or ILU or LUV you. You say it in so many different ways that sometimes you don't mean it as much as what you did the first time you ever said it. I love you, to some people, means the world. When you say I love you to the right person, and they hear it from you, that person thinks you mean it forever. And they should. Those are 3 words that can never be taken back. When you are in a relationship with someone, and you finally get the courage, the gumption to tell that person you love them, you should mean it with all of your heart, with all of your soul. It shouldn't be something that you say to somebody, for a guy. Guys say it all the time to girls to get a little something from them. That's so demeaning, and it takes away so much from the word that it's not surprising that it's used so complacently nowadays. I love you. Those 3 words hold so much truth. When said the right way to the right person, is almost like giving a piece of yourself to that person. When you give a piece of yourself to somebody, it's not something that you can take back. When you break up with somebody after you say I love you to that person and you mean it with all your heart, you can't just pretend that it never happened. You can't go on your separate way and never think about that person again. So when you say I love you to somebody, make sure you mean it. Make sure that from the bottom of your soul, that person is your one and only. And maybe you won't love them forever, but in that moment, they should know that there's nobody else in the entire world that you would rather say them words to. When you say it, don't say it complacently. Don't say it all the time. Don't use it as, something you say every time you text somebody, something you say every single day before you go to bed. Make sure that when you say it, that person knows that you mean it. Make sure that not just to you, but also to that person, that when you say I love you, it sends butterflies through their stomach. It sends chills up their spine. Guys, you'll probably look at this and say, this is a retard. But if you use that word to get what you want, if you use that word and you don't mean it, then you're not a real man. Every time I say I love you, I make sure that I never say it unless I know for a fact that I mean it with all my heart. When you say something from the bottom of your heart, you can never take that back. So for anybody that stops long enough to look at this video, which I'm not popular, I'm not a big YouTube hit like half the people out in the world, but if you take the time to look at this video, think back on every single time you've told somebody you love them, whether it's your mom, your grandma, your aunt, your brother, your cousin, your sister, or that special someone that you used to have in your life or you still do. And think back on every time that you told that person you love them. Did you mean it every time you said it? With all of your heart? Like, if those were the last things that you ever said, that person would know that you meant it from the deep depths of your soul? If there's ever a time in your life when you didn't mean it, think back on that and make sure that for the rest of your life, every time you say I love you to somebody, they know without a shadow of a doubt that you love them with your full heart. And no matter what, make sure that when you give your heart to somebody, it's not something that you're just going to take back. Because a piece of your heart, a piece of your soul, That's one thing that isn't like a ring, or isn't like a bracelet or a jacket. You can't just take that back. It doesn't just disappear. When you truly love somebody, that person will be a part of you forever. I never thought I'd make a video like this. But, I don't know, just today, a person once showed me words that say I love you. It's not even words, but it packs so much more of a punch. When you love somebody, make sure you mean it. This right here, this means I love you. It's something special, something not to be taken lightly. Something that should come from your heart. I love you. Crazy, huh?